Alright, this video I want to talk about Muhammad Ali versus Sigung. And Sigung is my father. Alright, so Sigung basically means like the father of the Sifu in the Chinese martial arts school, and then Sifu means teacher father in Chinese. So some people that follow me, they should know about my father, Sigung, who's he's in some videos that he trains with me 3 times a week. He's 66 years old right now, and Muhammad Ali just recently passed away at 74. So just wanted to compare, the difference, like Muhammad Ali to me is like representing more the yang energy. Sigung is representing more the yin energy. Muhammad Ali's representing more like American culture. Sigung is representing more like the Eastern culture. Sigung is basically representing like the balance. So Sigung is more like the black, the yin, and then Muhammad Ali is like the white yang. Muhammad Ali is like the male, and then the Sigung is more like the female. So Sigung is creating that balance that you wouldn't really pay much attention to. We all know about Muhammad Ali, and he's famous, known by so many people. Everybody loves, a lot of people love him, but very few people know about Sigung. He's pretty much hidden and not famous. Okay. Muhammad Ali, lots of money. Sigung, not that much money, like not much money at all compared to Muhammad Ali. So you see the contrast and the difference, but if you notice the state of health, that's going to be the drastic difference. Muhammad Ali, very much yang energy, in the public, fighting for that attention and fame, and then he's sacrificing his health at the same time, doing the boxing, going through a lot of unhealthy things. And he paid the price. They said that he had Parkinson's disease for over 30 years. So he was like suffering for over 30 years. And even though he died at 74, he probably stopped living like a joyful, happy, healthy life like over 30 years ago. So, he actually, in my eyes, died like way before 74. Maybe he died at 40, because he pretty much took his health for granted and didn't really protect it. He jeopardized it. Okay, so you see with Sigung, he's very healthy right now. Like 66 years old, 8 years younger than Muhammad Ali, but he's living and enjoying life. He just recently retired. He was like a jeweler, and now he's just retired, and he spends time with my grandma or his mom. He trains with me 3 times a week, and then he bikes and runs and swims on his own. He eats healthy. He can speak just fine. He doesn't have any Parkinson's disease or dementia or Alzheimer's or any type of disease. He's just living a long, healthy life. And that's kind of what I want to show, the difference between these different lifestyles. Like that's more of what Kung Fu is about. It's like practicing Kung Fu to live longer and live a healthy life. Like you might not be like super rich and famous, but you have your health, and that is the difference. Muhammad Ali, rich and famous, but no health. And the reason why a lot of people around you want to push you to become rich and famous is because they want to exploit you for that. So basically, your friends and family and strangers will use you for your fame. Like the only reason Layla Ali or whoever that's related to him is famous is because of Muhammad Ali. And when you have a lot of money, like Muhammad Ali or Bill Gates or whoever, you got millions of dollars. When you pass away, that money could be transferred to other people, and then they can use that money and take advantage of that money and enjoy that money. But same thing with the fame. They can always go on saying, hey, I was related to Muhammad Ali, or I was friends with Muhammad Ali, or I knew Muhammad Ali, I trained with Muhammad Ali. People will use you for your fame and your money. But if you have your health, nobody can really use you for that. Like they can't take your health and use it for themselves. So that's why everybody around you, they don't really care about your health. They care about your money, they care about your fame, because that's what they can use you for. But Sigung is pretty much like representing the way of the Tao. It's like hidden, unknown, but it's the way of like is the way, you know. And then Muhammad Ali and what he's representing is pretty much what we're all used to, what everybody's striving for. You know, the whole Western way of like sacrificing your health, your sleep, your sanity, your happiness, you know, for money and fame and attention. You know, and that's what all media pushes you towards, you know, and they get you hypnotized into that and stuck into that rat race. And then once they use you up and then you're dead, then the money is there for them to exploit and use and take. So like Tupac Shakur, you know, spent all his hard work building his fame, his money, and then he gets killed, and then now his money and his fame are being used by everybody around him. You know, his friends, his family, strangers, they're all putting their hand in the pot to take a part of that money. No matter it be like Death Row Records, Suge Knight, Afeni Shakur, or anybody that was friends with him, they're all taking part of what he worked hard for. Same thing with Bruce Lee. You know, Bruce Lee's death, you know, worked really hard to get fame and attention and money, and then who takes, you know, after he dies, you know, he dies at 32, he doesn't enjoy the money, but who enjoys it? You know, Linda Lee, Shannon Lee, Brandon Lee, John Little, Danny Insano, Paul Vunak, just everybody involved in his life while he's alive, now they get a chance to take a part of his success. You know, and that's pretty much the Western way, is that everybody around you is going to push you towards sacrificing your health and your life for money and fame so they could take that from you when you die. So they don't care if you die early. So it's just like a company who they don't care about you, but they just want to keep working you to death, and, you know, so they can profit as much as they can from you until you die, and then they'll find the next person to replace you to profit off of them until they die, and then it just keeps repeating that cycle. But the way of the Tao is like being a master of yourself and, you know, control of your own life, and you don't allow other people to take advantage of you for your money or your fame, but you live a long, healthy life, and you know where the limitation is. You know when to not overwork yourself and not to place your life in jeopardy or your health in jeopardy, you know. And that's the way of the Tao, you know, is hidden. And it's like, people don't know about Sigung, very few people do know about him, but that's like the way that you want to live, in my eyes. You know, you want to live towards health. You know, what's the point of having, you know, $10 million if you're going to die in 10 minutes? Well, you're going to spend all that money in 10 minutes? I mean, it's like, you know, you'd rather live for like, in my eyes, I'd rather live until I'm 100 and enjoy my life than to just, you know, die by the age of 30, you know, because I'm so much after greed and fame and attention. I think a lot of it just boils down to like recognizing and realizing that money is not like that important. Like, what is important is just your peace, your inner peace, your happiness, you know, love, friendship, family, you know, and just things that it's beyond money, you know. And then when you start to see that stuff, then you have limitations of things that you will do and things you won't do. Like, you won't jeopardize your life for no reason. Like, even like now, you know, even like recently, you know, you got like the Olympics coming up in Rio in Brazil, but there's this whole like Zika virus thing that people are afraid of and they're concerned about. There's a lot of Olympic athletes that are opting out because they don't want to get the virus. You know, even Steph Curry, he opted out the Olympics because he wants his knee to recover. So it's like making that decision. It's like when you got people that have a lot of money, they don't need to do stupid things to get money because they already have money. It's like, you think you could entice Bill Gates to go into the cage and fight for $10,000? I mean, he has billions of dollars. He doesn't need to go into a cage to knock somebody else out or get himself knocked out for $10,000, or even if you gave him $1 million. It's just like, You know, when you have a lot of money already, you're in full control. You don't have to do stupid things for money. People can't entice you to do dumb things. You know, you think Angelina Jolie, you know, like a very successful actress, you think that she's gonna, if somebody said, hey, you know, why don't you sleep with me for $500? You think she'll do it? No, I mean, she's already multi-millionaire. She doesn't need the money, so like, she's not gonna sleep with somebody for $500. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, I think a lot of people out there, they have their values all offset. Like, they don't realize like what's really important in life, and they just do some really stupid things for money. And sometimes it's not even for money. Sometimes it's just for attention. They just want people to give them attention, so they do dumb things, you know, for attention. And that's all problems with the ego, and not being able to control that ego and know how to put that ego in check, you know. And that's the contrast between like Muhammad Ali and Sigung. Is like Sigung is more of like just living that private lifestyle, living that humble lifestyle where, you know, you don't have that much attention, you don't have that much fame, you don't have that much money, but you're still happy and you still live like a long fulfilling life, and you're not in the spotlight, but that's okay, you know. And that's something that we can learn from Sigung, you know. And when he turns 74, I look forward to creating videos to see, so people can see how he's doing, you know, as far as his physical health is concerned and things of that nature. Because then you'll see the contrast between, like, okay, Muhammad Ali at 74 compared to Sigung at 74, and then continue, hopefully, until he's older and older, and you can see like somebody who's actually living a long life in health, you know. Because we don't really see that nowadays that much. All we see is just a bunch of people, you know, dying earlier than they should be, and just people who, like, they're only valued at a certain time period of their life, and then after that they're just forgotten. And I think that that's a sad thing, because it makes people feel that the only time that's worth living is between the ages of 20 and 35, and then after that life is just meaningless. And I think that's just completely silly, because that's only like 15 years of your life, you know what I mean? Like, we need to learn how to appreciate every single year that passes by. And even when we get old and we're in our 80s, 90s, and 100, I see that we should learn to appreciate that time, and not like look like you know, be afraid of it, and just kind of like you know, doing what we can to prevent it, you know what I mean? Like, there's things that we should value. Like, for example, we need to see more figures like Albert Einstein, where we're knowing him and we're valuing him towards the end of his life, not just when he was like in his 20s. Actually, his intelligence is highlighted when he gets older, and there's pictures up there of him showing you of, hey, you know, like, you could still be a very influential person at this age. You could still be somebody of much great purpose and worth. That it's not just about a young person that's fit and strong that's important, but you should be valued in all aspects, you know, throughout your entire life, from your young age to the mid age to old age, you know. So I even got a poster up of Albert Einstein, and then I got a poster up of Bruce Lee, and I got a poster up of Michael Jordan. So you see, like, these are all people that are worth admiring, but just not to forget that people that are older do not forget their value. You know, a lot of the things that I learn from are from books from like Lao Tzu and Buddha and Osho, and these are all older people, you know. And we need to really learn to appreciate like people that are older, rather than just appreciating people when they're young and fit and strong, because then that's a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. Like, we only feel that we're worth of anything when we're young, fit, and strong. But when we get older, we just feel that we're worthless, and that's not the right mentality. We need to learn to appreciate like every part of our lifespan, from young, middle to old age. So I just want to finish this video out with just showing that picture of Albert Einstein, right here. And there's the obvious Bruce Lee at 32, and here's the Michael Jordan.